Hello everyone! Did you know that every thought and action that we have happens because of our nervous system? Did you also know that without this system we wouldn't be the smart and intellectual beings we are? Well, if you didn't know this, continue watching this video as today we will go over the nervous system and the diseases associated with this system. The nervous system is the part of an animal's body that thinks and coordinates its actions. The nervous system is composed of two parts, which are the central and peripheral nervous systems. The central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord, while the peripheral system includes all of the other parts of the body. In the nervous system, three main functions occur for a signal to reach its location. Firstly, the central nervous system goes through an integration process where it acts as a control center of the body and decides what signal to send to our body. From this, the signal then travels to the peripheral system where it goes through the motor output function. In this function, a signal stimulates a muscle or gland by either performing a somatic outcome, which means that the signal is moving a part you can voluntarily move like the contraction of the leg, or it could be an autonomic outcome, which means that the signal is moving a part you can involuntarily move like the contraction of the heart. For the final function, the sensory input function begins in the peripheral system and uses sensory neurons to detect stimuli of an external environment. If a stimuli is found, the signals are sent to the central nervous system and it decides what to do. If the stimuli indicates the body is in danger, the necessary measure will be taken. For instance, if a hand is put on a hot stove, the signal will only pass through the spinal cord and will immediately be sent out to move the muscle from danger. If the body is not in danger, the signal is sent to the brain and it decides what to do. The nervous system is composed of nervous tissues that are made up of neurons, a type of specialized cell with a long body structure that delivers signals, as well as glial cells that support and protect neurons. In order for the peripheral system to detect external dangers, it uses 5 types of sensory neurons. Thermoreceptors detect changes in temperature, chemoreceptors detect the presence of chemicals, mechanoreceptors detect mechanical forces such as pressure, photoreceptors detect light, and nociceptors detect pain. When each of these 5 neurons detect high levels of these dangers, they will be alarmed and send out signals to determine how to react. Neurons first receive electrical signals in their dendrites. This signal then travels the axon, which is the neuron's body. At the end of the axon, the signal is transferred to another neuron through a junction known as a synapse. When a signal enters the new neuron, the signal is sent straight to the dendrite of the new cell. This process is repeated among billions of cells at speeds of up to 268 miles per hour until it reaches its destination. The signal is transmitted through 2 types of synapses. Electrical synapses transmit electrical impulse without changing it. This process is fast but imprecise and thus is used in the peripheral nervous system. A chemical synapse is when a signal is amplified or modified. This allows more complex signals to be sent. Although this process can be slower than electrical synapses, it is more precise and thus is used in the central system and parts of the peripheral system. Chemical synapses, while a signal travels the axon, special molecules known as neurotransmitters are released from small sacs called vesicles. The neurotransmitters temporarily bind the 2 neurons together, which allows the electrical impulse to continue. After a while, the neurotransmitters separate from the receptors and will either be destroyed by enzymes or they will return to their initial neuron to be recycled. Depending on the signal that is being sent, different types of neurotransmitters are used. For instance, the neurotransmitters can either be excitatory, which excite the cell and thus result in the body firing an action, or it could be inhibitory, which calms the cell signal and thus reduces the chance of the body firing an action. For example, one of the most used excitatory neurotransmitters is epinephrine. Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, is known as the fight or flight neurotransmitter and provides a signal to humans for them to either fight or flee. Contrary to this, a commonly used inhibitory neurotransmitter is known as serotonin. Serotonin can regulate processes such as sleep and diet habits, and thus is known as the mood transmitter. With the nervous system being so crucial to humans, even if a little bit of damage is done to it, repairing the damages could be tough, and as a result, it could lead to many diseases. For instance, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, and Alzheimer's disease are all diseases that are associated with the nervous system. Of them all, the disease that is most common, Alzheimer's disease, occurs mostly when people become old. Alzheimer's disease happens when brain cells and neurotransmitters are attacked by the disease, which therefore affect a person's brain function, a person's memory, as well as the way a person behaves. To conclude, the nervous system is an essential part of the human body, and without it, we would not be the smart humans we are today.